I'd like to talk this morning about labels. The amount of people that come into me that are feeling like, well, I am a bit like that, really, am I? This sort of, they label themselves. They label themselves as being quiet. I'm a very good person. I hear that a lot. I'm very kind. I'm very sensitive. I'm very gentle. I'm very, and I hear it a lot. And sometimes we gather these labels along the way. Somebody says it about us. Like, for example, I'll tell you that I was recognised as a very shy little girl. Oh, she's so quiet, Kathy. She's so shy, and she's very, she's delicate. She's a delicate little child. Now, maybe I kind of was, but I think sometimes we adapt to survive in environments, adapting. So we become something to protect ourselves in an environment where it's safer to be shy, safer to be delicate, safer to say nothing, and all of that. So I'm going to share that with you this morning. That's my little story on that. But when I meet people, they adapt a certain way because they have been labelled. They've been labelled along the way, and they carry the little label and they say, well, I am really very shy, or, oh, I'm very quiet, or, and another one that I hear a lot of, I talk too much. I hear this a lot in the room. I'm very boisterous. I'm very loud. Sometimes I've even heard people say, my husband says, cool it down a bit. You're a bit loud. So people project their own fears onto us, and we pick them up and we wear them just like a big old coat around our shoulders. And I'm going to ask you this morning, what do you carry as a label? So when you think about who you are, what do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And ask yourself, where did that start? How did you think that now? Where did that start for you? Who told you that you were this loud person that needs to tone it down? Or who told you that you were this shy, little, fragile little person? Who told you that? And are you ready to change it? Because there's a certain amount of responsibility now. Because if you're an adult and you're all grown up, you don't have to wear the label that they put on you anymore. So sometimes we use these parts of ourselves for survival, and they work really, really well until they don't. And if they're not working anymore for you, then maybe now is the time for you to start thinking, maybe I could drop that actually. Maybe I'm not so I certainly am not shy. Would you say I'm not? But I was wearing that for a long time. And I can tell you that even in jobs that I started in when I was very young, I was very young kid, I wouldn't open my mouth from one day to the other. And if somebody said something to me, it was like, what do I say? How do I respond? So it was really something I picked up along the way that was so not true about me. So what's in your way of being today that is so not true of you? And how did you pick that up? Who put that on you? Who gave you that label? I'll talk to you soon.